Did it work? Yes, our 30-minute countdown. Welcome to our Wednesday evening live. We're just going to wait for some people to show up. I usually come on a little bit with some banners so people can catch up, but we'll wait for a few people to show up for our Wednesday live. We come here every Wednesday evening to talk about a different topic and to also answer some live Q&A questions. So as people are showing up, maybe we should do another countdown. I don't know. We'll wait another moment. We have some good things I want to talk about tonight. One is some uncoupling, which is like divorce, but maybe you're not married. But either way, it works whether you're married or not. Yes, we are on live now. On live. All right, so more people showing up. Yes, hang on. Hang on, just letting everybody know. Okay. All right. We still got some eyeballs showing up, so that's good. And tonight I was also going to reveal my biological age. And I wanted to share, some of you have been interested in some of the products that I use. So I was going to do that. Seems like if we can make this a little bigger, that seems awfully big, but then I can't see comments. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do this. For some reason, the thing seems so tiny. But I'm wondering if you guys can see me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let's get some. Oh, you see two live streams. Interesting. Hang on. On YouTube for right now. You see two of them. I don't know what to tell you about that. Well, welcome everybody. So you can see me. Great. Yes, both vision and hearing. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. People will show up as they show up. And I have no idea why this screen is so dinky, but okay, it is what it is. I don't really need to see myself, I guess. And is that correct? Okay. So welcome again to our Wednesday night live. Tonight, we are going to be talking about a topic that is not something I talk about often, which is related to relationships and the process of uncoupling, or, if you're married, then it's divorce. But either way, breakups are not easy. And recently I came across a string of videos. I don't know why, maybe because they know of this, what we're going to be doing next month. And we are going to be talking about my biological age, as well as some of the products that I use. Some of you have been interested in that. So I don't know who this is, but that's an awfully... I'm sorry to hear about your brother. That's a big thing to put out there on a live. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about with this uncoupling is because in this recent videos that I was watching, it was about these people who were exposing their partner because they were on Tinder, or they caught him on a date, or they somehow were busting them live on a reel. And, one thing that became really apparent to me was, one, just how unconscious this whole process was. And there are some things that I know would be really helpful in helping people to address what's going on. Usually people are completely ignoring the signs, the gradual decline of things. Maybe people try to have conversations, but they don't feel heard. They don't feel understood. There's lots of blaming and so forth. But here is the number one thing that I have noticed that feels like the biggest contributor to people not being able to do this process successfully. So, number one is they are looking to the outside for often validation, for love, um, and also, if they feel triggered by their partner, then they want the partner to stop doing that thing that bugs them, right? If they get triggered. So, most people tend to try to manage their inner world by managing everything that's going on the outside. And this is backwards. This is very backwards because when you're operating like that, you're not operating from the reality that we create everything out here by the frequencies that we emit, by the thoughts that we think, by the actions and behaviors that we do. And so those all have frequencies. And so when we're operating from that perspective where we're trying to control what's out here, we will always come out short because we can't control other people for one. And the only thing that we have any control of is ourselves. And sometimes not very, very much at that, right? But this is the only thing that we can change if we want the things on the outside to start reflecting our new inner landscape. So I wanted to go over just four really, they're kind of basic things, but they are really important if you're like maybe having a hard time, even if you're having a hard time with your partner, these things that I'm about to talk about could potentially save a relationship as well. So this is not necessarily, and it could go both ways. But either way, what I'm about to share with you is super important, so that you can one start to think more clearly, and you can navigate the energies much easier. So before we go on, let me see who's here. I have my crappy glasses today. They don't match. And that's all I have left. So I've lost or broken or something glasses. So anyway, let's see who's here. Let's let me know where you're calling in from. Hey Sandy from Hawaii. And um well, I never said to let me know where you're calling in from, so nobody has said anything. So, let's also check out over here on Instagram. Oh my goodness, it's still on the countdown. There it is. I'm not sure what's going on there, but okay. Well, we will continue here with what's going on. Hey, Cindy from Mississippi. So I am going to just go ahead. Hawaii, that's Sandy's sister. Great. I'm just going to go ahead and go forward with these four things that are really essential. Whether you're, it's mostly if you're in a challenging partnership. So this will either help with helping you get clear about should I really exit stage left, or is this really working, or how you can get more clarity. So the number one thing is that you need to unplug from each other. So a lot of people don't realize that they energetically cord to their partner. Now, if you have a partner that's cording to your solar plexus because they don't want to speak up and ask you what they want you to do or what they need, they'll just plug into your solar plexus and try to manipulate you that way. Cords actually create a lot of resistance. And so it's really important that people remove those cords. Like if a partner is cording at your crown chakra, then they're really trying to control you. Nobody wants to be controlled. If they're cording to your heart chakra, which might sound like a good thing, but if they're cording here and trying to make you feel bad, kind of trying to guilt trip you energetically, and they can yank on that string and make you feel bad, then that certainly doesn't work. So there's various reasons why people will cord to different things. my belief is that the best way to court is to not, to not court. Courting is a way of trying to manipulate somebody. Instead, it's so much better to use your words that come from your heart, and they'll be heard much easier that way instead of plugging in. So the first thing that needs to be done in any challenging relationship is to pull the cords out. Another reason you want to do this is because oftentimes you might be thinking thoughts that are not really yours. If someone is courting to your sixth chakra, and because they want you to see things the way they see things, that's going to create confusion for you, and it's going to be really hard for you to see clearly, especially in a situation like this. So that's number one, is energetically uncourting, unplugging from each other. A second thing that would be necessary, and this is something that people would probably need help with unless they were very gifted, I'll just say that, is that you need to clear the unresolved past lives between the two of you. If you're having a difficult time with each other, I can guarantee you, I would even bet on it, that you have unresolved lifetimes. And so what happens is that you come together in this lifetime to try and resolve these things that are from lifetimes, many, many lifetimes, could be 20 lifetimes, where things were unresolved. And so now here they are showing up again in this lifetime so that you can try to resolve them. However, there's a much faster and easier way to clear these energies so that you don't have to spend a whole nother lifetime trying to work these energies out. So someone who's very gifted at being able to see where these are and what they are. In my case, I'm mostly looking at just the residual energies. What energies have been left behind that are creating problems in this lifetime? So that's what I do, and it's actually very quick and quick and easy process to clear those unresolved past lives, and it can make all the difference in the world, because now you're not trying to work out all that old stuff anymore. A third thing is usually when couples start to have problems or challenges, they start to shut down the heart chakra. Self-protection, no doubt. But what ends up happening is, well, all these thoughts came into my head at once here. So let me just back up a minute. I remember that when I was married in a relationship that was, it's not that it was arranged by the church, but once you're married, there's no way out unless someone commits adultery, and you have to know about it, and you have to be able to prove it. So at any rate, when the heart shuts down, then you're not going to be able to feel love, which is likely the one thing that you're starving of if you have a challenging relationship. And I know as a Jehovah's Witness, I got very good at doing loving things. And so a lot of people think that when they're doing these loving things, that's the same as feeling love or being in love with someone. And it's really not. It's quite different, actually. The difference between doing love and feeling love, where you really can feel those energies, it's actually very different. I didn't know the difference until after my divorce, and I was in a new relationship, and this man taught me the difference between doing love and feeling love. So that's a really important thing, is that we can open this heart space so that we can start speaking words that feel less judgmental, less blaming. And when we're taking responsibility for all of our stuff, then we're not going to be blaming other people. And if we're doing this process, like I mentioned from the beginning, if we realize that we create our outer world by what's going on here, then when we change the frequency of the heart, opening that up, one thing you can be pretty certain will happen is that all the things that have been in lockdown, all the things that you've been holding down in this heart that's been like a little shut down to protect yourself, that some of these older pains, deep wounds, resentments will start coming out. But that's what needs to come out in order for the relationship to heal, for you to be able to come back together. So opening that heart is critical, but sometimes you need help. If you have a lot of resentment and judgments and you're always blaming the other person, not willing to do a U-turn and start looking here, because this is what's creating this outer world. Now, if you're both doing that, you can see how things can really get complicated. If you both have a lot of deep wounds, maybe from past relationships or past lives, that then when these come together, they can kind of amplify. So that's another really important part is being able to operate from a bigger open heart that is more compassionate, kind, loving, and all that resentment needs to come out first. And then the last thing that I wanted to share that's really, really helpful for people who are in a difficult relationship or who are, and this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. This could be with someone with in your family, or maybe somebody you work with, that these same components are really important. And then the final piece that I wanted to talk about was there is a way to create energetically what I call the we space, WE for two people. And this space is can be created so that there is, well, first let me back up. There is a process that when, in order to clear our own energy field, it's called running your energy, that we can run that energy through our field to help us clear frequencies that are lower frequencies, and so that our energy field can run more clearly, because we're creating everything out here from what's going on in here. So doing that for ourselves is essential. There's also a way to apply that to the relationship. And so that's the we space that you create. And then that space, it, also you run energy through it like you would yourself, and there's all new things will show up. And so it's really a great way when you can learn how to use this tool. Maybe you need a little help to be able to learn how to navigate this, that this is all really, really super helpful. So that's what I wanted to share about relationships. And I especially wanted to share it because next month we are doing our monthly luminary activation all on heart coherence. The luminary activation is going to be about heart coherence. So that's the first step in creating an aligned relationship, which is what we will also be doing next month, is our 12-day program. So that we do that every other month. And so this month, this coming month, it's going to be all about aligned relationships, because there's so many layers to this, right? You can't just do one activation and then everything's clear. So that's why we're going to spend 12 days. For those of you who are interested, this is just a general invitation to join us. And on my website, I think it's listed there. I don't know if I can see that. Oh, we had somebody's thing up there. Okay, there it is, KimberlySherry.com. And so on my website, you can scroll down and there is the luminary activation. If you just wanted to join us for that heart opening activation, it's the most important and foundational piece of building all these other foundations for an aligned relationship. So that's what we're doing first, the luminary activation. Then we're going to spend 12 days just going deeper and deeper. All the details are there on the page. You can check that out. And if you'd like to join us, that would be awesome. And one thing that I was going to talk about, I I told you last week that that I had gotten a blood test last week, and they were going to be checking my biological age. And so I had done a couple other tests before, but they weren't as thorough. This is, a blood draw, and they measure over 100 markers. I'm still waiting for the heavy metal part to come back, so they're still doing that. But my biological age is 57. So that it may not make matter or make any sense unless you know my chronological age, which is 70. So my next goal is 53. So now I have something I can track these things with. And the one thing I guess that was kind of bringing it down was cholesterol. So not super high, but just enough out of range that I maybe is throwing things off. So that's one thing I'm going to be working on. And apparently there's a little inflammation in the body. Not much, but so now I have some things to focus on specifically, and excited about that. So that's I'll keep you guys posted. And so this is something I really recommend for people, is that you go and get a blood test. If you can do it through a doctor, great. I didn't, because I don't do doctors. I don't do all the medical insurance and all that stuff. So someone sent me a link where I can just go and get a test, and there's no insurance, there's no doctors. You can just get the test. They send you the results. And the website that it's on is incredibly thorough. In fact, it's almost overwhelming, all the information that they give you. So because it was just so much information, I copied and pasted the relevant pieces. I put it into Chat GPT. I said, give me a summary, something I can understand, or just condense it so I could know what to work on and what's next. So that was super helpful. So that's another thing I thoroughly recommend. All right. It is awesome. Okay, that's a great question. So for those of you who do have maybe a challenging relationship, you wonder if you have some unresolved lifetime. So when we do the live Q&A, we will do that. So, but I'll let Sandy know now. I know you're not going to ditch out on me. So whether or not you and Robert have any unresolved past lives. Yes, you have 5, and Robert has 10. Yeah. So those are, yeah, I won't clear it now, but yeah. So it maybe some others of you might also be wondering. Okay, a next thing that I wanted to share was some products that I use. Hang on just one second. I should have gotten this ahead of time. But apparently this will work. Okay, so I'll put this into the chat. But this is what I wanted to share with you. And so usually I don't share products that I have any affiliation with. These ones I do, just so heads up, just so you know. But they have a ton of products. So this is Olavita. I mean, you can see that. That's one of the things there. That's the face product. That's the cream. Oh, here it is. It's in my hand. This is the cleansing oil. Now, the one thing that I wanted to offer as far as help, that this is what I thought would be really helpful and supportive, is if you're interested, you can contact support@kimberlysherry.com. If you're interested in getting products from this website, which I'll give you, here is the link to the website for the Olavita. I believe they have too many products. It makes it confusing. It makes it hard for people to know what they should get. So because I can calibrate, for me, it wasn't a hard thing, because I would just calibrate what had the highest frequency for me. But I think for most other people, it might just seem really overwhelming. So if you decide that you want help with that, just contact support@kimberlysherry.com, and we'll send you the link for a 30-minute chat with me, and I can help you figure out which ones would be the most aligned. There is a face, it's a balm that they're usually out, so it's on its way. But that's what the thing I like washing my face with the most. And then I use this cleansing oil. And then I also use I didn't bring it. It's called a peel, but it is more of like not sandpaper, but more has a little more grit in it. The first thing I do, I'm just bouncing all over the place here. Let me start from the beginning. The first thing I do is I use a peel that's not by this company. And this is the peel. And this, I used to use this twice a day because it was I don't know, I would just wanted to, because it's not really, it's not abrasive. It's not harsh on the face. It's a gel that dissolves the skin. It's got some fruit acids in it. And so dissolve it with that, and then use the face scrub from the Olivita. And then I will use the wash, the cleansing oil. And then these next two products are like my favorite because somehow the way they work together. This serum, it's like it primes the face, it gets it moist, and this is after you wash. And then when you follow it up, I use this cream, which it's called an intense face cream. The two together, I don't know, it's just phenomenal what happens when the two mix on your face. You have to experience it to know what I'm talking about. But those are the products that I use, and I love them. And so if you're interested in getting some help on deciding which ones would be right for you, just email support@kimberlysherry.com and ask for a 30-minute chat with me, and I'll help you figure it out. All right, what else did I want to talk about? Yes, one last thing. So some of you last week were asking about my upcoming retreat in April. So I finally anchored the dates. We've got a place, and the dates are April 23rd through 29th. So we're still working on building the website. There's no website yet. So just mark your calendar, April 23 through 29, if you're interested in that. And we do already have a list of people that we're setting aside who will be notified first. So if you want to be notified first, also email support and we'll get you on that link on that page as well. All right, let's see who's got questions for me tonight. We can answer relationship questions. We can answer business questions. And okay, great. Here, and which is just the most awesome question to ask is, can you scan me, please? So I don't know Lizzie personally. I don't think we've met. But anyway, so Lizzie, first of all, you don't have a grounding cord. So that's always energy 101. Need to have a grounding cord. And you only have 2 creative rings above your head. So there is this compressive force at both ends trying to keep you from expanding, from being in some high frequencies, from being able to release all of these energies that go round and round. And that creates a lot of anxiety. And so as a result of that, it's causing you to not be able to occupy your body completely. The energies are uncomfortable. It's a lot of anger, fury, which is not yours. And so this AI, or ancient interference energy that I talk about, is plugged into your root chakra. This is the most common place that they love to plug into, that creates this setup. For these 20 AI cords, you could remove those, and oftentimes it will cause a cascading effect of benefits. So that's what I would suggest for you, Lizzie. And then you can always just come join us for the luminary activation the first Thursday of every month and get grounded, get back in your body. All right, let's see, who is this? Janar, you seem like a new person here, so let's see what you've got. You are grounded. Congratulations. You've got good earth energy in your legs, which means you're connected to our planet. You have no worry circle. Your heart is grounded and 100% open, and the energy is flowing. You have an infinite number of rings. Congratulations, high vibing, bright light. Let me see, because you're doing so good. let me see if I can see what you're working on. You're working on a piece in your heart chakra. So even though your heart is open, it's 100% open, your circle of reciprocity is flowing. But the energy that's actually coming out of the heart is kind of diminished. It's only flowing about 3%. There are some curses in your root chakra, and this is not from AI. So this is probably from a person, a male, looks like maybe a past relationship, or an ex, or something along those lines. And so maybe that's why you're here, because we're here talking about uncoupling and breaking up and so forth. But you're a really bright light. But this piece, you're still creating a protective mechanism there. That's the piece you're working on, is in your heart. So let me know how accurate that was. If that's true, if it resonates. I'm always curious. I have worked with you. Oh, you have worked with me. Okay. I'm not your tagline thing is throwing you off. Yeah. So that migraine will be really helped if you can get grounded, clear those 20 AI cords from your root chakra, and then you'll have the release valve right there. And Sabrina. All right, Sabrina, you're grounded. You've got good earth. You've got no worry circle. Your heart is grounded. You have infinite rings, because you're a bright light, right? Your circle of reciprocity is also flowing. So what is it that you're working on? Something in your sixth chakra, which has to do with how you see the world, the beliefs, the thoughts you think, which are likely not yours. That can create confusion. If we are entertaining thoughts and ideas that aren't ours in the sixth chakra, it will likely create confusion when it's not our thoughts. Let's see. Second layer. It's got some fear in it. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Is this about a relationship? Maybe. And being unlovable. So let me know if that resonates. Okay. Hi, Charlene. What do we got here? Moving through a lot of shifts and lots of unknown with finances. I want to make sure I am clear with my finances. Okay, good. Let's check your money frequency. So right now, it's at 500. So that's, I like money. I like chocolate. I like whatever. But we want it to be at infinity. So when you clear your money pile, you would need to release your children from your money pile. So maybe, they somehow interfering with your higher money frequencies. And And then also that AI, ancient interference influence, remove that from your money pile. And then when you run it through your field, let it stir at the heart chakra because there's some pieces in the heart that are not allowing you to feel like, I deserve money or I haven't proved how hard I worked for my money. So, those kinds of energies. And and then also let it this high frequency of money really stir in that root chakra so it can clear out those lower frequencies that keep you in fear, fear failure. Yeah. Yeah. So that should help, Charlene. All right, what else do we got? Kritananda. Hmm. Uh, it's, just- it's like I was gonna say there's no grounding, but then my hand kept going down, super slow, super slow. Uh, you're grounded, but it's very slow. Now you're grounded. You've got good earth energy, no worry circle, heart not grounded, and only 15% open. And then the flow that's coming out of the heart is only like 3%. So that looks like a big piece of what you're working on. And you're also working on some beliefs and thoughts in your sixth chakra, some curses, 5. Um, yep, there's 5 curses from, looks like a woman. 7, 6. Okay, and then also the third layer of your aura, especially around the heart, also has some curses as well. So it kind of sounds like that's relationship related or oriented. Yeah, so let me know if that resonates. And Jana said definitely resonates. Okay, good. Here is Spumante. When I work on calibrating degrees of functioning and millivolts, how do I determine if it would be good to use a supplement for support? Or how would I figure out what antioxidants or B vitamins? So one thing that you can do is you can just take the supplement in your hand, and thumb down and muscle test that way. If you don't actually have the product, if you're trying to decide, is this a product I should buy or not, you can just look at the product like online, put your finger on it or, connect with it, muscle test. You can do it that way. And yeah, so and then when you like if you go to a vitamin store or you're at Whole Foods, sometimes if we're really listening to our bodies have an inclination towards something. Like you're talking about B vitamins, and let's see. Yeah, looks like you're not that deficient in B vitamins, like only maybe 15%. But you can always my biggest thing is to muscle test. Yeah. And then, if you do a blood test, then you can actually find out what it is that your body needs support with so that you'll know what you should be supporting your body with instead of just doing random things, hoping it will help. That's usually how most people take vitamins. I think I'll take one of those multivitamins. That should cover everything. Well, we're not cookie cutters. And so I do not recommend taking, like a one a day kind of vitamin. There's yeah, anyway, probably a lot of stuff in there that you don't need. I hope that helped. I hope that helped. Let's see. And here's Paulette would like a scan. So Paulette, still not grounded. I know you've been on here for a few weeks and still struggling with getting grounded. So maybe Sandy can help you with that. Um, in your root chakra, those AI chords, those 20 AI chords right there in your root chakra, they're also holding in place about 20 curses as well. So that can be another part that keeps these, it feels like it keeps coming back. So check for that. Let's also check if you have a reinstalling loop. No, no. So um, anyway, you could try removing the cords and the curses. Hey, Shelley, you caught a cold, huh? Well, I don't think you actually caught it, but I know what you mean. So usually, the symptoms of a cold is our body trying to detox something. And so, we get the little sniffles and maybe our immune system is a little compromised. When I check what's the main thing in your root chakra, so one is you've lost your grounding cord, Shelley. So that's energy 101. You already know that. So get grounded, and there's those 20 AI chords in the root chakra. So if you take that out, that will really help. And yeah, it looks like some detox, but then, once you lose your grounding cord, then everything really starts to back up. So get grounded. Number one, important. You're welcome, Sabrina. So it does first thing. Good. Oh, it's work related. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. Uh, the CIA is going to hire me. No thanks. um, uh, Kritananda, is there a way to find out who this specific woman is that is that is cursing me? You'd have to put some specific names, like names don't necessarily come to me. So if you wanted to put a few names there, you could, or even initials will work. And I'll let you know which one it is. This is, yeah, it's only one. It's only one person. So if you want to put down some initials or a name, then I could do that. All right, we have a comment over here on Instagram. Mitzi Laramie. I'm a Pisces. What should I focus on? Well, I'm not I don't do astrology. As a matter of fact, I was on a recent plant medicine ceremony a month or so ago. And one of the things that helped me to release was all the energies that keep me in this kind of fixed identity around my astrology. So I'm a Libra, and I won't get into the whole story about what led to that. But at any rate, the last medicine ceremony I was at helped me to release my identity around my astrology chart, which I thought was quite interesting. Lots of purging. But I'll tell you what you could focus on, irregardless of whether you're a Pisces or not, is you are grounded, you've got good earth energy, and heart's grounded. So actually, your energy is flowing really nicely. You don't have any spells, curses, cords, but one thing you do have, Mitzi, is some black boxes. These are an etheric device that the dark side uses to control people. Yours are in right at your crown. There's 5 of them. So you would just use your imagination and dissolve or transmute that. You could also use your white plasma oversoul to transmute that as well. So, yeah, hopefully that will help. All right, did we get any initials? We did not get any initials. So, yeah, unless I have a target, it's a very broad stroke for me. Okay, let's see. Shelley. I had a feeling you'd mentioned my caudicle. Thank you. I had an experience that took me back to a trauma I forgot about. Whoa, it knocked me off my grounding. Yes. Okay, good. Well, so yeah, thanks for checking in because, as we're clearing these things, it can throw things off. All right. Janar, is that what it says? You said I had causing interference in my heart chakra. Can you see if it is SG or JB? Okay, so I think I said curses or in the heart. Okay. Jana, it's JB. Yeah, not SG. So that, yeah, they're not courting there, but I can't even remember what I told you before, so I apologize. But anyway, of those 2 people, the JB is the one who's causing the problem, Jana. Okay, so now we have some initials from Kritananda. The curses. Is it coming from? It's coming from PS. Yeah. Yep. 7, 6, 5. She's also courting to your root chakra with fear. All right, let's see what else we got here. You had said I had someone causing interference in my heart chakra. Yeah, so of those 2, yeah, it was the SG. Okay. JB was extremely narcissistic person I dated 25 years ago. Well, yeah, traumas can stick around a really long time, if you don't clear these things. JB, the SG is still courting to your root chakra, Janar, just FYI. Let's see. Greetings from Michigan. Hey, Lola. I have been working on grounding. Am I still a space cadet? Well, I don't know about that, but you are grounded. So well done. You're grounded. You've got good earth energy in your legs. There's no worry circle. Your heart is grounded. You've got infinite rings. All the basics are covered. So your energy is running really well right now. Let's see what it is that you are working on, Lola. Something in your 6th chakra, 6-2, some fear. Has to do with fear of failure. 7. Okay. Yeah, so you're not space cadet. You're doing really good. But these thoughts in your 6th chakra, 6, 20 AI cord. So that's AI that's plugged into your 6th chakra, causing you to think about things that are creating fearful thoughts. And fearful thoughts can be a broad range of things. It can cause the end result is really what matters. So fear can cause you to be distracted, unmotivated, tired, etc. Even scrolling is a great distraction that a lot of people do unconsciously, just because they're trying to avoid other feelings or things that, you know, not saying you're scrolling, but anyway, the sixth chakra, those cords got to go. All right. Thank you for the info on the 28 chords. Yes, you're right. Um, okay. And Tarat, is that what it says? Yeah, Tarat wants to know if her ex is still hanging on to me. XBR. Yes, they are corded to your crown, so he still wants to own you with fear. He's still cording to your heart with more fear. So, and it might be along the lines of an energy that says, one, you can never carry on without me. You'll never find anybody else like me. And you'll say, yeah, I hope not. Thank you. Thank God, I hope I never find someone like you again. But so fear in your heart, for also in your solar plexus, more fear. So it kind of feels like that fear of like being with anybody else, that there's something that stops you from moving into another relationship, and it's likely his energy. For also in your root chakra, also creating more fear. So it have you I'm so on it. Yeah, so have you been wanting to get into a new relationship, but it's just not happening? You got to get him out of there. Yeah, otherwise it will be very difficult. Yeah, see, isn't it amazing how you could have ended a relationship and they could still be hanging on. They could still be influencing you. They could still be making you feel bad or like you're cheating if you're, in a new relationship, even though you may have been divorced years ago. I don't know. It's so many crazy things. Not yet, but I want a new man someday. Okay. Yeah, someday. Yeah. And so in the meantime, you start being your own best husband, your own best partner, and take yourself out to dinner, buy yourself flowers, treat yourself with kindness. And yeah, sometimes women want to be treated a certain way by a man, but they won't treat themselves that way. Like, I don't know. I just think that's kind of funny. Um, so, yep. Okay, good. Yeah, you should do that. 765. You're still working on your heart, Tara. And yeah. Okay, here's a good question from Lizzie. Question on exes. Okay, now we have all the ex questions. Since you said about exes can hang on, and you have guilt for talking to someone else, can you see if my ex is courting JP or the father of my kids, JB? So JP is not courting to you, but he is in the third layer of your aura, which is a controlling influence. That's some fear that he's put into your field. And then the father of your kids, JB, is still courting to your crown and root chakra. The crown with fear, like you better not date anybody else. Yeah. Or fear that even though you're apart, like maybe still don't want you to be involved with anybody else. So it's kind of fascinating. So there's that. Okay. Lola wants to know, do I have any Klingon relationships attached to me? Um, looks like you have one in your root chakra. It's a man. It's got a lot of fear in it. So he plugs in because he's trying to keep an eye. Well, there's two things. One, he just kind of wants to keep track of how you're doing. But the other thing is that he doesn't have his own grounding cord. So he's grounding through you, the stable force in his life, or you used to be. And so he's still trying maybe to rely on some of that stability. So yeah, take him out of there. Okay, we'll take, oh, now everybody wants some. Okay, so hang on. We'll take maybe one or two more. What is the best way to clear the energy of someone from decades ago? Same, doesn't matter. Just pull them out. Never cut cords, leaves residual energy behind. You want to pull it out, roots and all, send it back to where it came from. Because they're in, so she's asking, she does Reiki and all these things and energy work. And so how can these people still be attached to her? They're in your blind spots. That's all I can tell you about that. Yeah. You are grounded. So that's great. You're grounded. And yeah, they were still in there. Okay, here's another one. Spumante, you told me that I had 3 people on my money pile. I worked on removing them. Could you please check if they are gone? Not likely. Your money pile is still at 250. So your father's energy is in there. So I don't know. Those 3 initials are not in your money pile. It's more related to the beliefs of your father and how he programmed you with how you should be with money, make money, save money, relate with money. So there's that. And spells, curses, cords. It doesn't look like you have any spells, curses, or cords. Yeah, from R. Okay, well, there you go. WF is your father. Yeah, so he's still in your money pile, and your money pile is still low. So yeah, it looks like it still needs a little bit of work. All right, everyone, we are past to the top of the hour here. So we are going to say goodbye for now, and we'll see you next week. And yeah, if you wanted any help trying to figure out what to get from Olavita, if you're interested with these face products, let me know, because their site can be a little overwhelming. There's just way too many products. And so I hate spending money or wasting money on products that I either don't like, or they don't work, or I don't like them. So, get something that has a high frequency that you resonate with, and then you'll be more likely to not be disappointed. All right. Sending so much love to all of you, and we'll see you all next week. And until we meet again, keep asking my favorite question. How does it get any better than this? Stay in that blissful question of, I wonder. All right. Blessings.